Hey, hello Dragon family! Araya here, also known as Tana, the big water dragon, also known as the Dragon Lady, trying on the Dragon Seer. Anyway, I'm in a really fun, playful mood. We had a great book club today and just really inspired, having fun with you guys. I so appreciate and love my Dragon family and want to make sure you guys are having fun. So I thought it would be fun today. I put a post out that we did 6 months ago or so, sometime last winter, where I asked if you had one question, if you could ask a dragon one question, what would it be? And then I started answering those because I'm a dragon. And so I assumed they were asking me and gave those answers. So I thought it'd be fun because we posted it again this week to go through some of the questions and answer them live so that everybody has to actually watch it live in order to hear the answers and get a little more input than maybe I can type, and to maybe save myself some time from doing all the typing. Hi Kayla, good to see you. So actually this is your chance, Kayla, because I don't see you in the post yet. If you can, if you would like to, we're asking a dragon one question. If you have one question you could ask a dragon, hi Tien Marie, what would it be? And after I answer some that are already in the comments from our post in the group, I will answer one if you guys post it. So looking at these, what I've done, I've thought, how am I going to do that? I'm going to have to be very clever. Hi Suzanne, good to see you. I've actually got my iPad here with the post up from that question. Hi Teresa. So I'm gonna just go with these, and guys, just catching on. This is, if you could ask a dragon just one question, what would it be? So Karen Davidson asked, what can we do to help you? So I'm just gonna keep tuning into my dragon and channeling the answers for these. What can we do to help you? The most important thing you can do as humans right now is to wake up to your dragon selves, because the dragon self within you carries a much higher frequency that the planet needs, and this is the time grid that you are in to accomplish this. So help yourselves, help us by helping yourselves, and really step into your dragon. Okay, beautiful. Let's see, Christiana Brosseau, I know she's up in Canada, in Quebec. Been missing her. She was part of the first book club way back, and I know there's a lot of Quebecois out there, dragons waking up. Probably going to be planning a workshop there next spring. Very excited to get workshops underway all over the world. And Christiana says, is very cute. She says, can you tell me how, where, and why we met? Nope, that's not the question because it's from the past. Can you tell me why you are here with me? What's your purpose with me? Yep, that's from the moment. So what's your purpose with me? And the dragon is saying again, it is for me to help you awaken to the greater self within you, because I am you and you are me. And when you realize that, you'll have stepped through a doorway into your crystalline heart and be able to access a much higher frequency of love than you've ever known before. And this is how the planet will change. That your job as dragons in body, in form, is to awaken to that peace within you. And that's why I'm with you, Christiana. All right, Samantha Faye, can I go with you on your next adventure? We'll need 2 sidecars for Araya too, ha ha ha. So, yeah, absolutely. I'm feeling, even without tuning in deeply to that, Samantha Faye, you're already on the next adventure because the dragons are taking you to Los Angeles and away from Reno. And there's going to be some big movement there, some big awakenings, and I think some big bridging between the angelic and dragon realms that is all part of the process of you going there. And yes, bringing me along in your sidecar periodically. I have a feeling some trips will be aligning to come see you in Los Angeles to bring the dragons in conjunction with the angels for some big events. So wouldn't that be fun? Beautiful. Loving that. And who's in here? Karen Trevino. Hi, nice to see you. Muriel, salut toi. And we got Suzanne and Kayla and Liz Harmon Herbert has checked in, and Teresa's here. Beautiful. So you guys that are tuning on late, I'm just going through the post. I thought it'd be really fun to answer these live rather than typing all the answers. The post I put in the group yesterday, I think it was, if you could ask a dragon just one question, what would it be? So I'm going through these. You'll have a chance to get yours up when I finish the first ones that are in this comment section. So going back to these, let's see. Miriam Weiss, do you miss your bodies? Do you miss your bodies? Now that's funny. So, all right, Miriam Weiss. Yes, Weiss. Do we miss our bodies? It's a very interesting question to conceptualize, because for you as humans, you only know 3D physical bodies, whereas for us, bodies are a very different terminology, that we are always in the process of being with our bodies, because our bodies are energetic. We are made of geometries and light and frequency, and we actually, the majority of us have the capacity to shape shift. So no, we don't miss our bodies, because we are actually always carrying our body with us. Even when we step into realms that are three-dimensional and we have physical form, that's actually something that's much harder and makes us more dense, makes things heavier. So if anything, we don't miss having our bodies, if you mean in the 3D realm. So, hi Zakia, nice to see you here. So I love that the dragons, they do always have a sense of humor. If you haven't encountered the dragons directly before, they love humor. So I love that sort of reversal for Miriam of, do you miss your bodies? And they're saying, no, actually, we really prefer not to have the physical bodies. It's much better this way. The etheric bodies, energetic bodies are just fine. Jean Marie, what can you tell me about the 5 dragons I left behind when I brought my dragon aspect back home to me? Let me read that again and feel more into it. What can you tell me about the 5 dragons I left behind when I brought my dragon aspect back home to me? So the 5 dragons that are left behind are never really too far away. There's you have access through wormholes, through heart connection, to actually be in contact with them at any given point that you choose to. That they're actually on specific tasks, so you will be feeling their presence and connecting with them at some point in the future when their task actually brings them here into this plane. But your role that you volunteered for as dragon to come in was much bigger, more important, and they are like your support staff. They are your support family members that are back doing sort of what we might consider background work, or the, like on a stage show, the props guys that are making sure that everything is aligned, that all the grids are in place, that the geometries and the pieces that you need and the guides that you need are always present with you. And so you've got a great support staff, and they are doing just fine, and they know exactly what you're doing. They don't feel left behind. They feel like it's all just this divine unfolding layout of this beautiful play that's on stage, and you're right where you need to be. Beautiful. Hello, Bernice. Nice to see you. And Sean has checked in. Hi, Sean. And Marie-Christine. Salut en France, là. And Amy Anderson is here. Karen Trevino is here. Wow, this is so exciting. I love this big group that's come on. And I'm having a lot of fun with you. So, Jean Marie, I hope that hit your question there that you're having. I know you're online here. Benny DeCock, when will we dance together? Now that's a great question. It's a beautiful question, and I can already see it, because when I'm looking into the etheric fields, you are already dancing together, and your dragon is laughing wholeheartedly, because you know that you've already been in the dance together. You've been dancing together now for looks like close to 2 years, that you've been in really deep contact, and that he's been just, she, it's fully androgynous merge being, has been just stepping in and starting that dance of being on the sidelines and introducing and waving and doing the little hello, I'm on the wall, are you a wallflower, can we dance? And that sort of courtship of how you come together and actually start to dance. So Benny, you are already dancing together. And in the physical, let's see, if I feel like your question is more about the physical and when you were actually like tangibly touch and meet and see face to face. And your dragon is saying it's not as far off as you might imagine. That time is such an illusion, and when you master the ability to step outside the time-space continuum, is much sooner and closer than you think. Ooh, that's interesting to feel and hear. I love that. Ooh, all right, so Joanne Dunn from Scotland. So we going flying now, please? Now this is another one I think is really funny because as Benny is already dancing with his dragon, I know Joanne is already flying many, many instances with her dragon, and so I think she put this in there as a bit of a joke. But yeah, we're going flying now, and once again, feeling that overwhelming, her dragon coming and going, what are you talking about? And Frank, her dragon, I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that, her dragon's name is Frank, and he has a great sense of humor, and he's very frank, and he says, yeah, we're already flying, what do you mean, girl? So, oh, I love that, Joanne, and I know somebody else responded about flying too. What was the other one? Let's see. Erica Longden had May I Fly With You, and as I tune into Erica, I feel like you're in that courtship phase. I feel like you are in that space, whereas Joanne has already had experiences. She was part of the book club, and I've done some one-on-one work with her, and I know that she's been having some really big experiences and has actually gone flying with her dragon energetically, yes, but it's profound when it happens. And Erica, I know by you asking, may I fly with you, that you are, I feel like you're in that courtship phase of the relationship where you're like seeing each other from a distance and going, gosh, you look familiar, do I know you? Going through the introductions, and yes, you may fly with your dragon as soon as, and your dragon is actually there saying, I'm just waiting for you to jump on. I'm literally just waiting for you to jump on. So Erica, I encourage you to jump on. If you don't know the steps or the ways, or you don't have the book yet, get the book so you know how to start calling in the dragons, so you know how to start like actually taking yourself into those realms, opening your third eye, opening your experiential aspect to get into that space, because you can fly with your dragon, and it is super powerful. And your dragon can take a place. In fact, I just popped in. If you don't have the Calling in Your Dragon meditation yet, it's a free download on my website, dragonwithin.com. When you go and you get that, part of that meditation actually gets you on your dragon's back so that you can fly and have your dragon take you to places in the universe to help you remember things. So if you don't have that yet, definitely go to the dragonwithin.com website and get the free download, because that'll start a big process for you. Beautiful. Let's see. Bridget Harrington, what is something you would love for us to know about you? And Miriam Weiss's reply on that was, I love this. I hope Araya channels this an answer. Here you go, Miriam. This is for you. I'm going to have to tag all these people in this video. What is something you would love for us to know about you? So let me just tune into the dragons and see what specifically, Bridget, they would like to bring forth with that. We'd like you to realize how large we are as beings. And when you come to the realization of how large we are as beings, some even holding the tectonic plates of your earth, those being some of the largest, Tiamat even larger than that, holding Gaia in her hands. But what you've not really realized or let sink into your heart space is how large beings that size, how large their hearts are, how large our hearts are. And that as you tap into the crystalline heart frequency that we carry, that diamond space, when you access and go into the purest form of a crystal in the Herkimer diamond space, that love frequency that can emanate through to you is going to change you from the inside out. So that's something you need to know about us and bring into your conscious realization, that you imagine dragons and you see them around you, and maybe you feel them in small forms, maybe coming out of eggs, maybe as large as yourself, maybe as large as a 2 or 3 story building. Imagine things much, much bigger. But even imagining a dragon the size of a 2 or 3 story building, the heart is even bigger than the elevator that sits in the center of that building. They want you to conceptualize, Bridget, and everyone listening, how large their hearts truly are. And that when you sit inside the dragon's heart, everything will change in your life when you feel that frequency. Ooh. Everybody feel that? Ooh. Little heart hit there. Love that. Beautiful question, Bridget. I don't think that was the answer we were expecting, but it rarely is with the dragons. They will always surprise us. Zakia, please teach me the language to communicate with benevolent dragons. Ooh, okay, Zakia, that's a great wish to put out there, because as soon as you start connecting with your dragon, as you, and this is me talking, this is not the dragon yet, as you move forward on your journey and you keep accessing more and more of your truest self, opening those doorways to your guides, being able to hear your guides, actually starting to feel and perceive your own dragon around you, or even just your dragon guides, that as you start going there, you're going to start feeling either, and you might get all of them, sacred geometry starting to come in, higher mathematical principles coming in, light language trying to come through, sounds, tones trying to come through. All of those are the language that he's trying to teach you. Teach me the language to communicate with benevolent dragons. There's also this concept coming through right now, and these are the dragons talking, that there is nothing but benevolent dragons in reality. That everything, even if you perceive it as a shadow, is in your highest and best interest, and that is a benevolent dragon trying to reach out to you and teach you something or help you see a shadow within yourself, because they only mirror. All of the shadows are mirroring something for you to see and able to release. So the benevolence is something that we cannot not be. It is part of our nature. It's inherent in our nature to be benevolent. We are here in service always. And so the language to communicate with us is through your heart, but your heart language will be different things for different individuals. You might experience all of these octaves, but sacred geometry, light language, and sound is what will reach to us, and communicating from your heart, whatever your heart language is, and it could be just frequency. You might hear that as communication, as tones and overtones and soundings, but in that frequency, that is how you communicate with us. What a beautiful question, Zakia. That really, gosh, some of these are just leading me to such a beautiful space. So absolutely love that. I'm gonna have to tag everyone in this post, and just scrolling through to see everybody that's on. Kayla Gooden, energetic body is more freedom. Understandable. Yes, absolutely, Kayla. Oh, how did that come? And that's, I would say, Kayla, that's true, whether we have any physical challenges or not in this form as humans, that even that energetic freedom that we feel when we're able to fly with our dragons, or fly as our spirit and leave our bodies behind, because we are getting closer and closer to that capacity of remembering, how to teleport. I know that part of my soul knows how to do that, and I know it's all about frequency and being able to dimensionally shapeshift. And I feel like in our lifetime we're going to figure it out again. I know the Atlanteans had it nailed. Their civilization got destroyed, but I know that those keys and codes are coming back to us. And so, yes, it is even more freeing for those that are in physically challenged bodies in this lifetime, in this physical form, it's like, whoa, that expansion of being freed from that, and just know that that is something that everybody can appreciate and surrender to. And I love that you brought that point up. Teresa, how do I help with the nest of eggs you showed me? Oh, what a great question, because I bet you're not the only one that's got that going on, Teresa. All right, how do I help with the nest of eggs you showed me? Tend it. Tend to it as you would to your own nest. How your chickens in your realm, they actually sit on a nest of eggs and they don't leave it. They don't leave it for periods of time, because the eggs have to stay at a certain temperature. So with the dragon eggs, because you actually hold them in your etheric bodies, you're not actually ever leaving them. You actually carry them around with you, but it's about tending them, about giving them attention and focusing your consciousness on them. Because when you start to connect consciously, they will actually hatch. And what's part of their incubation process is for human consciousness to be sending messages, frequency waves from the heart, because this is, as we were just talking, the language of the dragons is the frequency of the heart. It's coming through the heart space. And so when you drop into your heart space with your consciousness and just embrace that nest of eggs with that heart consciousness, that is going to help bring their frequency along much more quickly and help them tune into the wavelengths that the human heart is holding. because that's, you know, they're being entrusted to you because they're supposed to come into this realm right now, and part of their journey into this realm is to learn about humanity, to learn about humans and what frequency humans operate on. If they aren't ever around anything but humans that are in their head space or their power space, or just like being in the robot space, like how many humans are in the robot space all the time? They're just on automatic pilot for the day. I'm gonna go get my Starbucks, and then I'm gonna go to the office, and then I'm gonna go have lunch with so-and-so, and then I'm gonna go to another meeting, and then I'm gonna go pick up the kids, and then we're robots a lot of the time, right? Drop out of the Robotron, drop out of this headspace, bring it up from the power space, whatever you're in, opening that heart frequency and sending that conscious wave as many times a day as you can consciously think of it. It's going to bring those little baby dragons out of their eggs a lot faster. And that's going to help them with the tasks that they have, because they might be hatching near you, or because you're able to do that for them, but they've got missions to go off and do. Just like, you know, mother dragons and mothers of any species, they say, okay, go on little hatchlings, now it's time to go do your job in the world. So they're going to go out there and they're going to be doing their thing, and you're going to know that part of that and why they're able to interact with humans so clearly and know what the human heart vibration feels like that they're trying to get out of that person, because they're going to be assigned to some of those robots to wake them up. And as long as they know what the human heart frequency of a true wave of love coming from a human heart feels like, they're going to know exactly what they're looking for out of that robot, and that they haven't got there yet, so they got work cut out for them to keep going on, right? Great question. I love this. I don't know about you guys. I'm having so much fun. I hope that you guys are too. And I scrolled up too high. Let me see. Let's see. Hit a wrong button. Queen Timer Davis, hello. Nice to see you. I hope you're feeling better. I know you had a bad accident, and we are glad to see you recovering and joining us here today. And let's see. We've got Liz. If I can scroll up right, I've just started my journey with my dragon family, and I'm curious about it and how to proceed. I downloaded your book the other day, just started reading it. Exciting. Awesome. So Liz, seeing as that, I'm going to address that even though it's not a direct question to a dragon, but how to proceed, you're on the right track. Start working through the book. So anybody that is new to the book, it does say in there, because I wrote it 10 years ago, that you need to follow a specific order with the dragons. That has its due time and place when your journey gets really, really deep and you're really trying to access your dragon heart, because that's what we're doing in the way of the Dragon Heart program this year, is to really go into that full space. We have to go back and work with each of the dragons, not only to learn how to work with and call in each one, so that the people that are accessing that know how to do that. That's part of the program. But as for right now, that's not as important as listening to your intuitive guidance. So your guides are working with you, just like, you know, somebody had some dragons and one of them was assigned to you, and they're trying to get you to wake up, so they led you to the book, or they're leading you to a crystal class, or they're leading you to a Reiki class, or they're leading you to a healer that says, oh, you have a dragon in your field. Those are all these little ways that they wake you up. And so to start working with them in the book, follow your gut. If you're being drawn to work with the white dragon first, go for it. There will be work to go back and catch up on later, but there's pieces coming from the white dragon that you are ready to receive. And that doesn't mean that you won't need to work with the white dragon again a year from now when you've done a whole bunch more work, and you'll get another level of activation from that. So just proceed following your heart and just keep going forward. And when you hit a place where you know you had a big experience and you need to integrate it, take the time to integrate it. You know, some people pick up the book, they listen to all 13 tracks right away. Please don't ever do that while you're driving, because it can like put you in such a space that wouldn't be safe driving. But some people like to read through the whole book all at once, and they don't ingest much, but they get that big surface idea. And it's so hard, you know, they want to read through it cover to cover, and I do that with books. But then you need to go back through and ingest the parts. Like sometimes I just take a book that I'm reading and I turn and I just allow my guides to open a page to what I need to see and ingest in that moment, in that day, based on the frequency that I'm in, the week that I'm in, the energies that are flowing on the planet that are supporting the next piece that I can get. Because sometimes, you know, if we need 100 pieces to the puzzle to fall into place, we can't always, you know, do it in a specific order. You know, when I do a jigsaw puzzle, I used to always go around the outside and fill in the border first, and then I'd start working on one specific place. It looked like the easiest place by color or whatever. And I've started, my guides have been starting to challenge me, not that I have time to do puzzles much, but when I'm over at the lake for a weekend and I have a couple hours, the last time I did it, I realized that my desire was to actually just start seeing what I could put together and pull together and what felt right. And so I'd do a small section, and we didn't have the border or anything, but I would do small sections. And I feel like that's the kind of energy we're in now, where when we're tuned into our energy body and our guides, there are waves and frequencies that modulate through the planet at any given time with the collective consciousness, with what's coming in from outside our dimensional aspects, that's helping support different parts of our journey. So if we can be in conjunction or in tandem with that wave, so that this one is really got a lot of earth energy in it this week, then maybe we follow that gut instinct to go into the earth dragons. Or maybe we feel like we're ready for an octave higher with something, with one of the dragons from Orion. But it depends on the energy. So that's why I say now use your inner guidance. And maybe you can't hear your guides yet. If you're out there and you can't hear your guides yet, let them open the book. Throw the book down and let it fall open to a page. Or use a spinner from a little game, or a roll of dice. Say, okay, 1 equals earth dragon, 2 equals fire dragon, and roll a dice. Because your guides can actually use tools that way to get to you until you start getting those inner doorways open where you can hear them yourself. Kayla, curious as to what mine would like to work on with me. Right. Wow, I felt that message hit me inside my brain. Yes, Sean. So I'm going to come back to that, Kayla, real quick, and then I'm just going to see if there's any more. Deborah Lashbrook, I drew a dragon head the other day out of the blue. I don't draw at all. Could this be a sign they're starting to connect with me? Also, could you tell me if I do have dragon with me? Okay, so yes, it's a sign. Yes, I would say you do have dragon working with you, but I'm not doing dragon readings today. This is a specific thing, and we do those to hold those, Deborah, for a future one. And Kayla too, because yours is a personal question that's not necessarily going to reach everyone, but I'm going to take it in that way of what do they want to work on with you. And I'm just going to reach out and ask for what would benefit the most people as far as that aspect on what they want to work on with you specifically. So I'm getting 2 things. I'm getting heart healing and grounding. So for everybody, and this is essentially a message for everybody on this call, that everybody is actually that's tuning in today. Those are the 2 aspects right now that are coming up that the dragons are saying. The 2 things you need to focus on right now are heart healing. So whatever you can do to go in and heal all those old ancient cracks and wounds in the heart. And that's actually been a big present theme with my clients and with all my program people recently. And grounding. Really grounding and allowing the earth dragons to come in and help you ground and start dropping some of the denser energies out of your field that are holding you back from holding more light. And there's for example, life lessons, karmic balances, things that we've completed that we just haven't allowed to drop out of our energetic field, that we're still carrying around in some way thinking that we need them in case for information or whatever. Know that your Akashic records, everything you need is always with you all the time. You don't have to hold on to the memory banks. You don't have to hold on to all that old baggage, old contracts that are done. Wash it out. Allow the earth dragons to come in and help you do that. They'll go through your body and clear all those pathways out in the lower torso, lower abdomen, and get that baggage out. And as you do that, you'll feel more grounded. You'll have a more direct connection because you don't have all this debris in the way. And as you're more grounded, you can bring in more light, which allows more heart healing. So beautiful circle there. So I love this. I want to thank you guys so much for participating and being here today with me. This was a lot of fun. And we just might have to do this on a regular basis, asking the dragon just one question. Because I know that when we connect to the dragons live like this, and I know you guys can feel it, the frequency waves are different. And we get a higher number of people on the call. But it's also like the information that comes through and is integrating through your bodies right now. I know that each of you is getting a piece, like a download right now. And I love when that happens. So that's where, as my dragon, always coming forward to be a benevolent dragon in service. That's the dragons do. So I'm wishing you a fabulous Thursday. I look forward to next week with you guys. If you have any more questions, add them to that post. Go in the group and look for it. It was from, let's see, I want to say it was just yesterday. Yeah, it was just yesterday, 4:25 p.m. So you can go and find it. In fact, if you need to do a Google search, the first words are "a while back." We had a lot of fun with this one, and or if you could ask a dragon one question, and that should pop up in the search so that you can find it, and then you can post your questions in there, and I'll give some answers there too. Have a great day. Thanks so much for being here, guys. I absolutely love my dragon family, and I'm so grateful that you guys are always here. I'll see you soon. Bye.